We all connect with various machines throughout the day, especially if we're at work. But what if your job is in an extremely remote location with intense physical demands? Oh, you might need your machine to do some of your work for you. Johnny Alonso is going behind the scenes to ask NASA, what has your robot done for you lately?
Just getting to space is tough enough. And spacewalking, it's like an extreme sport. So I sometimes astronauts need a helping hand. Or two. That's why NASA teamed up with DARPA. Together they're working on Robonaut, a humanoid robot that's going to work alongside astronauts in the extremes of space. How cool is that? Come on, let's go see what they're doing. Hey, what's going on, bro?
Johnny,
hey,
man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Needless to say, this is Robonaut, right?
Absolutely, this is Robonaut, and actually this is Robonaut in our planetary configuration. We actually have several different lower bodies that we put on Robonaut, but in this instantiation of the robot we've got a four-wheel drive base.
Nice.
So we're visiting missions for the Moon and Mars.
This is just wild. I mean, it just looks like lasers should be shooting out.
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic. Actually, there are lasers shooting out of this thing right here. It scans out in front of the base, looking for rocks and stuff to, so the obstacle avoidance, things like that. And
Okay.
actually, in terms of the sensing all over the robot, we've got force sensing going on right here. So it knew to come in and not squeeze the box too hard. So it was actually actively sensing kind of the weight of the box.
So Nick, when do you see this Robonaut technology, being used, like on the moon?
So as we head back to the moon, circa 2020, before the human missions end up on the moon, you can envision Robonaut landing on the moon, a year or two ahead of the humans to start, digging trenches for lack of a
Putting together habitats.
Exactly, doing all the preparatory work that's going to be required so that when the astronauts land on the moon, they're just productive out of the box.
So is this timed 1-to-1?
Oh man, that's a great question. It depends on where it's operated from,
Okay.
and it depends on factors like the speed of light and stuff like that. So what we're actually looking in that instance is something that we call supervisory control, whereas I'm a guy back at Mission Control or a person in a lab or in a HAB module operating maybe 2 or 3 of these robots.
Huh.
And what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to tell the robot, go over here and do this activity. So I'm actually not controlling the actions of the robot 1-to-1, but I've stepped back at a very high level and I'm controlling maybe 3 or 4 of these things, just pointing out activities for them to do.
So I just realized that Robonaut's spun, what, about 180 degrees?
When it's anthropomorphic like this, when I'm running the robot, it's then intuitive for me to control. So when I teleoperate the robot, I put the headset on, I put the virtual reality glove, and I step into this huge virtual environment of the robot. And I look down and I got robot arms, I got robot hands, I got robot legs.
Yeah.
And as I move around, the robot moves around and mimics my actions. You get a lot of advantage by making it look like a human.
Nick, thanks a lot, bro.
Johnny, pleasure, man.
See you soon, huh? Robonaut, later. Robotic technology obviously has some important applications in space, but lately, it's been making a huge impact here on Earth. Combining the powers of mind and the machine right where the body needs it, that's a technology with a whole lot of heart.
So what do you get when you combine the revolutionary advancements in robotic arms and hands, like Robonaut has, with the neurofeedback technology that's helping kids with ADHD? Only the most amazing connection between mind, body, and machine. Bionic prosthetics. You heard me right. I'm talking about prosthetic hands and arms that are controlled by the mind. Jesse Sullivan has the first ever prototype. Just by thinking about it, he can remove a credit card from his pocket. He can stack cups using sensory feedback. The prosthetics can even improve his gait when the limbs are in the free swing mode. This is a culmination of decades worth of research by experts all over the country, and all brought together in just a few years for DARPA's revolutionizing prosthetics program, an idea born from the desire to help soldiers returning from war with the loss of limbs. Each element of the bionic prosthetic required a team of experts. Some perfected the control and dexterity of the mechanics. Others worked on the sensory feedback or on creating a lightweight design. And prototype 2 might include synthetic skin, flexible, integrated, lightweight, multifunctional skin called film skin. Oak Ridge National Lab is developing the temperature sensor for film skin, while the National Institute of Aerospace at NASA Langley Research Center develops advanced pressure sensors. Now, together, the sensors will allow an amputee to do something as simple as picking up a paper cup full of hot coffee. They'll be able to sense how hot it is and know how hard to squeeze the cup so they won't spill. Sounds simple? What were you expecting? Superhuman strength? It's only a matter of time. Human beings are continually adapting to new technology, yet there is still so much to learn about how our minds and bodies work together naturally. So, how deep will the relationship between mind, body, and machine go? Who's to say? A little human ingenuity goes a long way, and machines will no doubt join us in our endeavors, whether it's exploring new worlds or working to make our own a little bit better. For Johnny Alonso, I'm Jennifer Pulley. Thanks for watching NASA 360.
Wow. Am I a spaz or what? Is this working out?
The limbs are in the free swing mode. Ooh.
Looks like a brother of an ex-girlfriend that I dated a long time ago. So yeah, kind of agree with you. God.
After they've gotten back from space.
Back to you, Chip. Oh, again? How does Robonaut dance?
Well, I mean, we've actually programmed the YMCA.
You did? Can you show?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, just.
But
just
it wouldn't be like, you know, kind of like.
It'd be kind of the YMCA.
Or, oh my God, this camera's rolling.